And before you jump in and think this title of this video is clickbait, it's not necessarily as such. Singing has become a lot more of a struggle for me now. Before I get into it, I want to just give you kind of a background on me and singing. Because you've heard me talk about singing before, saying that I used to be a singer. That's 50% truth, 50% opinion. We all know that when I was a kid, I wasn't exactly the most confident of people. And one of the things that gave me confidence and made me feel like I wasn't a worthless POS was acting. But there was something that I was good at. No, for once I'm going to give myself a pat on the back here. I was great at, and that was singing. But it wasn't necessarily the thing I wanted to do. I had a great singing voice, and it wasn't me that said I had a great singing voice. It was everybody else. And they weren't saying it just because I was needing a confidence boost. When your entire class is giving you throat lozenges because they think that your singing voice is going to go just before showtime, you take that as a bit of a compliment that you must be holding your own. And I was a good singer, to the point where when people heard me singing, they went, shit, boy's got pipes. But I never liked singing, and it was down to confidence. It made me feel really insecure getting all of that attention put on me at once, which is weird because I loved drama and I loved acting, but there was a difference in my head. Acting, you were playing a character, playing a part, you got to escape all the demons in my head. With singing, I'm still me. I'm still the awkward, insecure, paranoid nutbag. But when I'm singing those notes, I give it the same passion and the same intensity that I do when I'm acting. But I feel more physically exhausted because I'm pouring all of my heart and soul into it. If you're doing a karaoke song, you're directly interacting with people who are coming up to you and saying, well done, all this kind of stuff. At least with a performance, you get to go backstage for a little while, get changed, take some time to decompress, get back into your normal brain, and then you can see people and you feel a bit more secure. Many people would saw me if I was coming off of doing singing, and they would feel me shaking. They would hear me being close to tears. I didn't like being that vulnerable. So kind of out of spite, I deliberately tried to not sing, or deliberately tried to not sing well. I didn't take singing classes, I didn't learn how to train my voice. If I did sing, I was deliberately blowing my voice. And by that I mean I was wrecking it to the point where I couldn't speak, because I didn't want to sing. Little did I know at that time that that was actually going to be a massive regret. And when I got into my 20s, I got a chance to be a part of a couple of karaoke competitions. At first, just solo singing. Made a semi-final here, a final there. And then I got asked to be part of a pub karaoke team who were going up against other pubs in the competition. And that first year I won, as part of a team, I might add. But it was my first time winning something creatively. I was always the nearly ran, the guy who never quite crossed the finish line, but I did with singing. So I went back and joined another pub team and proceeded to win with this team for the next 4 years. And again, it was all part of a team. I was one good singer amongst a bunch of incredibly talented singers. So while I had the high of winning for being good at singing, it also gave me the massive inferiority complex because I was around talented and trained singers. People who knew how to look after their voices. People who didn't blow out their voices within 1 or 2 songs. They could sing all night if they wanted to. Because remember how I said I would regret doing those things to deliberately harm my voice in my teenage years? They came back to bite me because I didn't know how to properly train up my voice. But even if I could, by that point, it was too late. The damage was done. So I stepped back from performing and doing singing. Maybe do the odd song here and there if I got a request, like for example, my wedding day. Overall, I just stepped back from singing. And then I did a song at one of my stand-up comedy gigs during the Glasgow International Comedy Festival in 2025. I was hosting this particular gig and I felt really self-conscious hosting the gig. I felt like I wasn't doing well. So I had the backup plan of, if I'm going to fall in my hole, end with a song, because you know you'll be able to win the crowd back. All the comedians that performed were absolutely fantastic, but I felt like I let the side down and had to pull an ace card to really end on a high. But that was when I realized that my singing was completely shattered, and to the point where it's possibly beyond repair, because I was struggling to speak, I was struggling to do anything that involved me using my voice. That's why my voice always sounds just a bit more gravelly now when I'm doing recordings, and I've got to constantly cough and splutter and do a mic check properly before I actually go on and do any recordings, because I can't hold out. So it's a bit of a long-winded backstory around the singing, but it brings me to the point of why I think I might need to call it quits. And it's around the AI songs that you've been hearing lately. I've went into this in other videos, but if you're new to the channel, here's the gist. I wrote some songs, I generate them using Suno AI, and it makes it into a finished complete song. I've been able to do this with songs that I wrote when I was younger, poems that I wrote when I was younger, and kind of complete a catalogue. But people have obviously bit back and not been the most receptive to these songs. Understandably so. AI is a hot topic issue. I do get where they're coming from. But some people have asked me, why aren't you singing on the songs? We know you can sing. Well, I tried. The first song that I done, Where the Wild Remains, where I actually sang a rough guide of what I wanted myself when I sent it to the producer to get it done, I thought, well, maybe there's still life in this old dog left. Maybe my singing voice isn't as bad as I think it is. And then it turned out they actually swapped it out with an AI audio recording. Now I laugh it off and just think, yeah, that's my AI karmic justice. It got me. But it really made me question my singing voice. Was it really as bad that it had to be replaced by AI to make it sound better? Now what I'm going to do is going to play you the AI singing, and then I'm going to play you me singing to it, because I thought that the original audio of me singing that song was gone. Turns out you can find almost anything in that fucking cloud. So here's the AI singing Where the Wild Remains.
Stones we touch, hills that cry, blue skies torn by mountains sigh, misted curls like whispered name, highlands hold a restless flame.
Here's me singing it. Cliffs they echo, hearts to scream, rivers roar like a rebel's dream, thunders pulse beneath our feet, fierce the beat where wild winds meet. Lift me high, let bagpipes sing, rock's edge cut on eagle's wing, fire up the clan runs through my veins, I'm alive where the wild remains. Listen to the difference, guys. If you can't hear how bad I sound compared to a computer, then there's something wrong with your ears. I like to think I know a good singer when I hear it because I was used to being a good singer for so long. And I hear me singing now and I think that that is bad. That's not the singer I want to be. That's not the singer I remember being. And it's because I think I've completely fucked my voice beyond repair. So it's why I don't sing on any of the other tracks that I've wrote. I can get instrumentals and sing them, but they won't sound half as good. And I'm actually quite sad about that because I would love to be the singer that I was even 10 years ago, but I'm not anymore. I can barely make it through one song without my voice completely going. Some people might say, go and get singing lessons. I can't afford them. It links into what I've been saying previously about why I use AI rather than going to people to do production or whatever, because if I can't afford to pay those people, I wouldn't insult them by reaching out in the first place. I know plenty of singers that do private tuition and coaching, and they deserve to be paid higher than what they are charging because they're that good. So I would never insult them or knock my own pride by asking for a bit of help to get my voice cleared. I know about basic vocal warm-ups. I know about some exercises to do to get my voice better, but I have tried them and they have not worked. So I'm kind of having to accept the fact that my singing voice is gone. Because there are times that I think, yeah, I could maybe do a wee karaoke song, but it emotionally wrecks me, it physically wrecks me, and I honestly don't know how many songs I've got left in my counter before my voice goes. Because it could lead to me needing to get surgery on my voice, and I don't want that. So this is why this video was kind of a sign-off to the singer that I used to be, rather than what I am now. For those that supported me when I was singing, I thank you. Take care.